Hi, this is Video Journal 2 on the First Amendment. Uh, First, a definition of hate speech as found through, I went through all the links that you provided. Hate speech is talk that attacks an individual or a specific group based on a protected attribute, such as the target's sexual orientation, gender, religion, disability, color, or country of origin. And a couple of the cases that we looked at that were interesting. Uh, First one I don't remember happening. It was a little before my time. The Todd Mitchell, the Mississippi burning case, which is like, let's go get a white guy. And eventually he was convicted of the aggravated battery, but as per your sources, the court ruled that his free speech was not impeded. He had, which because of the principle I saw later, the distinction between advocacy of illegal conduct versus intentional incitement of illegal conduct. The idea being that that's kind of, I mean, splitting a hair to me. I guess they determined that Mr. Mitchell was encouraging other people to commit a crime, and that his free speech was not at all violated. All right, another one, the Westboro Baptist Church. I totally remember this. I hate that dude, Fred Phelps. Protesting the soldiers' funerals. I just can't stand him. But Supreme Court ruled he does have the right, and I agree. I do. I mean, I guess they ruled that he was expressing discontent with a public issue as opposed to directly from, attacking the family, which brings us to another concept that was brought up in multiple sources. The idea that people could be physically harmed by speech. I find that absurd. I think that is absurd. It causes stress. It can cause chronic stress, and so that's like a act of violence to say I can't stand you or I hate your idea or you're an idiot. That's not an act of violence. I truly am an absolutist on that. Okay, and as far as its constitutionality, Supreme Court, again, I'm going to read this verbatim so I get it right. Supreme Court has never created a category of speech that is defined by its hateful conduct, labeled it hate speech, and said that it is that is categorically excluded by the First Amendment. That's per the ACLU via the NPR site. So Supreme Court, as that reads, trusting that, yeah, there is no category of hate speech, which is interesting. One more note, I'm probably going long here. The Kaepernick kneeling, yeah, I'm completely on board. The private company, they can tell you what to do. That was not a free speech thing to me. Oh, and one thing I did want to note that when they, in the idea of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances, that sort of reminded me that actually I was in the army. I joined when George H.W. was president, and I was only in for one election. He lost to Bill Clinton, and I was into politics when I was a kid. And I was like, so I would have been 20 then, 21 then. And it was really frustrating. You can't talk about politics anymore. You can't slap a bumper sticker on your car. You can't wear a pin, and you can't do anything in uniform, like any sort of advocacy. And I was overseas, so it wasn't a big deal, but I did know it was weird to have that chilling effect on speech. And which also reminds me, while I was over there, I don't think it's true anymore, but you weren't allowed to have an image of a swastika, even like historical memorabilia, like helmets and weapons, holsters, and things like that. And the book Mein Kampf was not permitted to be punished until just recently. I think that just changed. I mean, like a few years ago. So yeah, I and that's not First Amendment issue because it's in a different country. It doesn't really matter. But again, it's interesting to me that I have had my free speech limited before. Okay, I hope I covered the right things. Have a good day.